All right. Hey guys, this is going to be a bonus general message. I know we have a sailing ship behind me, but for some reason I've been having a lot of very vivid dreams, like very vivid dreams, sometimes about people I've never met but I know exist, all kinds of interesting things. And so sometimes I think of that ship like sailing through, well, you can't see it, but this is actually on the ocean. I think I'll readjust how this backdrop is, but right now it looks like it's sailing through the sky. And it's a very dreamscapey imagery in my mind. So I wanted to keep that in mind as we start this storytelling. Okay, if someone is having dreams, or if that's going to factor in at all in this inspired, fictional storytelling, we have a sad embrace and we have goblins to start this out. All of this is like, this would be like somebody's having little, like, annoying dreams, not big, crazy nightmares, but the goblins are more, the little irritations, the little things that pop into our heads and start to, make us overthink, overprocess. And when we couple it with the sad embrace, there is a sorrow, there is an unhappiness here, there is something about, I think that a character is perhaps starting to be bothered by something in their subconscious, perhaps. So let's go with a kind of dreamscapey deck. Tell me about who and what and why is somebody being bothered. Okay, we have an Eight of Wands. They're struggling to hang on to someone. The Eight of Wands is usually taking action, having communication. We have a half butterfly and half bird person here, again, against the backdrop of that sky, just like our, sorry, that's just like we see here. To me, this is starting to look a lot like we have a character who is stressing out because they feel the impetus to take action, but I don't know if they have. This is about something to do with the past, with that Ten of Wands, because if you see clearly, we have a, first off, like a foggy day. And again, we're way up in the sky in front of a full moon, and we have a skeleton right behind her, and all of this bundle of the Ten of Wands, and everything is, dry stick and branches. So what's in someone's subconscious is the past, an ending of the past that still bothers them, that still plagues them, something that they feel, I should have done that, I should have taken action on that, I should have. And we have the Ace of Swords. Definitely this is about an ending maybe that didn't end properly, an ending that is still being mourned because it wasn't right, it wasn't handled right. I mean, ultimately this feels like a message of a regret. Now, I don't know who's regretting this, but let's take a look. I haven't used this deck in forever. Let's actually go with this one for the moment. And maybe this one too. Did I leave a, yeah, I left a card behind. Okay, here we go. So tell me a little bit more about this. We have an Ace of Wands, we have a Two of Wands, and we have a Queen of Cups. So I'm thinking that somebody, it still thinks about her. What's that song? Don't think about us. It's a country song. I can't think of who sings it. It's a male singing it, but probably at least 15 years back, at least. My timelines, I always forget how many years have actually passed. It feels like 2 years and it's like 20 for me. But the fact that we have this Queen of Cups, it's as fresh in their mind as yesterday, as fresh in their mind. And, that makes sense because she turned away, yet she stays permanently on their mind. And I think that they're more bothered by this ending now, perhaps, than they even were a long time ago, because thinking back to it, there was a lot of love here. There was a lot of passion here. But then there was this, it looks like someone turned away from the queen and that love first. They couldn't decide which route to go. They felt like they were at a crossroads. Actually, let's change decks right now. Tell me about whomever is the Two of Wands. Because that's whatever happened in the past, somebody was uncertain about that Queen of Cups, even though there was love and passion there. Okay, so this Two of Wands person, we have a Five of Wands, and you can see this is very distressed. Normally a Five of Wands wouldn't look like this. Normally a Five of Wands is the energy of two characters that, feel a lot of emotion for one another. They are moving closer toward each other to argue and practice fight, but they're usually engaging in like a little battle. It doesn't have to be mean, it doesn't have to be fighting, but more like, the back and forth of trying to hash something out. But it's usually for a good purpose. It's to, come to a resolution, find some facts, and then move forward with, some kind of knowledge. And instead, we have this Five of Wands where everything instead became like a blockage that they act like neither person knew how to fix. But it's really hard to fix something when one person's crying and the other one is turning away. We have the High Priestess in the reverse. We have the Six of Swords in the reverse. And we have the World upright. Yikes. Okay, so it was whomever this Two of Wands person is. They could be a Capricorn, doesn't have to be. Once upon a time, there was love and there was passion. And then somebody got indecisive because they were like, yeah, but there's some problems. Like we've had maybe an argument, for example, and instead of talking it out, even though I know that this needs to be talked out because I know neither person wants to walk away from this, it feels like, well, can we have a new beginning? Or should we just leave this alone and go have a new beginning someplace else? So they were torn between trying to resolve an argument and have a new beginning with the person that they had conflict with, or simply having a new beginning someplace else. So my impression is they must have decided to go have a new beginning somewhere else. Ace of Swords, yeah. They went ahead and I'm going to say, well, I'm only talking about the Two of Wands person right now. So I'm going to say that they made the decision to cut the ties here. So I think that they walked away after an argument instead of trying to resolve. What was the argument about? Two of Wands, you tell me from your perspective. What was the argument about? A Queen of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles. Could have been about another queen. It could have been about the amount of effort being put in still, or there's some other, this energy related, this is abundance related, this maybe, I don't know. I don't like the fact that we have two queens here, both in the upright. And we have the effort being put in, clearly way more effort because it's an Eight of Pentacles. That's a disproportionate amount of effort going into a Queen of Pentacles situation. So even from their perspective, they're like, well, the argument was about how much effort is being poured into a Queen of Pentacles situation. This could have been about jobs. This could have been like doesn't have to be a third party. I'm sure this could have been the amount of money and effort still going into, say they had a partner, a Queen of Pentacles partnership. Two of Wands in the reverse. The argument is they were told point blank, you need to decide where you're putting your energy. You need to put your energy into me completely or into your other situation completely. If you're all about work, or if you're all about your ex, or if you're all about spending all your money to satisfy a Queen of Pentacles and collaborate with them, you need to make that decision. I think they were given that point blank ultimatum. Now that makes a lot more sense why they said, well, I could either try to collaborate with my Queen of Cups, who is crying, who I've hurt, who I had this argument with about the Queen of Pentacles, or I could say, even though I know that this needs to be resolved, I think I'll just cut the Queen of Cups out, because she told me I either had to pick the Queen of Cups or I had to pick the Queen of Pentacles. Who is a Queen of Pentacles to you? What we saw was a lot of abundance. We saw a lot of money. It does feel like the Queen of Cups gave them the ultimatum, and that's what the argument was about. But the whole Queen of Pentacles scenario, we have a Page of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the Hanged Man in the upright, and we have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Well, this was something that they clearly said, I want to hold on to. They either said, well, you don't understand, the Queen of Pentacles needs something. She doesn't have enough. And even if I don't want to give, I also can't let go of her. I'm in this still. And the thing is, they had some kind of a payout themselves. There was some reason that they held on to the Queen of Pentacles scenario. Let's say it was a career path. and it was like taking up all their time, all their energy. And they're like, yeah, but I can't quit because, maybe they worked for like it's my friend's business. I can't leave them high and dry. On the other hand, or a family run business, or any kind of business that they just felt dedicated to still, because it's like, oh, what would they do without me? So I'm not ready to quit yet, even though maybe it's destroying, any potential of having any kind of a relationship outside of work. Like being a workaholic and never being around can make a relationship suffer. Now, this could also be, I'm not ready to let go of, say it is an ex. I'm not with them, but I'm not without them. And there's a certain level of, they didn't want to leave somebody high and dry, and they argued that I can't do this. But in truth, they were getting something out of it also. They didn't want to let go of this either. They wanted to hold on to right where they were, no matter what. So when it push came to shove and there was an ultimatum, you pick me or you pick that other situation, you can't have them both. They said, okay, I picked the other situation. So why are they so bothered by it now? Because they're realizing they've still been energetically trying to hold on to this all this time. There's all of this, they cut the Queen of Cups out of their life, but the Queen of Cups also thoroughly has walked away. And this is what is making them so sad. And I think that this ending was like that. It was just over. It was just done. It was just, that's it. It's over and finished without so much as a goodbye. I think the last interaction was sad. It was because it was the ultimatum moment, and they were like, well, I know that deep down, I know this is not the way this is supposed to go, but I'm going to go ahead and walk away anyhow. I'm going to go start a new cycle elsewhere, and I'm just going to never talk to the Queen of Cups again. So that was a pretty, on the other hand, what's done is done, right? I was going to say it's kind of a brutal way to end things, but on the other hand, if it was done, it was done. What more is there to say? The ultimatum was laid out. They made their choice. So that's it. So given that situation, why are they so sad about it right now? We have got, again, the Eight of Wands, the Devil in the reverse, the Three of Wands in the reverse, and the Ace of Cups sideways. Because once again, there is this strong desire to go reach out there. Once again, there is a strong desire that they have to let go of, well, in this case, if they were toxic in the past, if there was some reason that they were too fearful to walk away from that other situation, even though it seems like they were arguing, there was also a valid reason for them to continue to remain in that other situation. That whole situation has resolved in their mind. They're no longer so full of fear. And this might be a sudden change. They finally, got over whatever the fear was that kept them choosing the other situation. They finally have released themselves, and it's right now. It's not in the future. It's like it's now. Now they suddenly want to come rushing back, is what I would say, or maybe I'll just say rushing toward that Queen of Cups. But the big question mark here is, is there any love left? Well, I would have a hard time. I don't get, is this that they remember now very clearly that they left her crying? Because that's what happened in this storyline. She's sitting here crying, same body posture that we see here, right? Hunkered over, kind of like head in the knees, kind of holding on for dear life, crying. It's sad, yeah. But here her back is very straight, and she's walked away with a lot of personal power. My impression is that this was somewhere in their subconscious. It was always that I'm not going to pick you now. I'm going to just cut you out of my life now because you told me I have to pick you now, and I'm not going to. So I just have to stay away from you for the now. But I always have wanted to come back. And I say that because we got the bird head. The bird is, a character that returns and migratory. And we have the butterfly wings. Butterfly wings are about transformation. This is supposed to be one of those stories about divine timing, but we haven't seen any cards of divine timing. We've seen only something that was handled really badly in the past. And I think a character is acutely aware of that, especially because they're no longer under the control of whatever that devil energy. By the way, we have had Capricorn coming out strong in this twice. We've also had Pisces coming out. Right now, I can't think of what other majors there are. I'd have to look at all the cards again. But okay, so what is their potential here? Ten of Wands sideways. Again, with the Ten of Wands. There's nothing here to say that, oh yeah, this can all be healed up. Instead, we're just kind of seeing how one character is going through this process, this thought of, this is what happened, this was the choice I made. We've had the Eight of Wands twice. They want to come toward our Queen of Cups. We can see that. We've had the Ace of Swords twice. I cut her out. She's formally walked away, but I want to come into her life now. We've had the Ten of Wands twice. Could all of this mess that has occurred somehow be laid to rest? I don't know. Two of Wands character, what do you really think? What do you think is possible? Not just like, we see that they want to return to her, but what do you really think is possible? Oh boy. Okay, hold on. I gotta keep them in order of how they came out. We got an awful lot of sideways cards. We have a Queen of Cups sideways. We have the Nine of Swords sideways. We have a Five of Cups upright. Again, that body posture of, I left her crying. We have a Nine of Wands sideways, and we have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Oh my God. I said, what do you think is really possible? And they're just repeating the exact story right down to the correct queens, right? Nothing has changed. They're simply seeing it for what it was. I really caused grief and distress to my Queen of Cups. My Queen of Cups knows what I did, and I know what I did to her. And this was the net result. I hurt my Queen of Cups. I left her in the Five of Cups energy. And the reality of it is that Queen of Pentacles was a karmic lesson for them. They were somebody that was too wounded to be able to have the strength and the personal empowerment to stop giving to a situation. They had the illusion of having support, and it turns out that was not support. That was the cage of fear that they wanted to stay in at that point in time. They're very much aware. I mean, they're looking at it for exactly what it was. But character, what does that mean? What do you think might be possible here at this point? Nine of Cups. Finally, they think that they could have happiness. Finally, they think they could pursue happiness. They finally have the courage to try to choose better in their lives. It was never that they didn't love this Queen of Cups. It's that they had so much fear in making any change. They wanted the Queen of Cups, but they couldn't break a karmic cycle until now. So can they have happiness now? Well, their happiness, how do you really think and feel about that Queen of Cups? Four of Cups, like she's the biggest regret of my life. Well, I can see why. You definitely made a big mistake with this one, right? But Three of Swords in the reverse, the Hierophant in the reverse, the Five of Pentacles. At this point, they think, if I could just at least undo the hurt that I caused her. They don't actually believe that they'll get the Queen of Cups back, but they do have a powerful desire to undo the wounds that they dealt her. They don't expect she's going to take them back. But to their credit, they want to heal those wounds that they caused her, because, the old saying, hurt people hurt people. They were trapped in this karmic cycle. They really loved her, but they were too fearful to choose her. She gave them the ultimatum. They let her walk. She's moved on. They are the ones clouded and really overwhelmed by the hurt that they caused her, because it was messed up, and that's the biggest regret they have. They want to move forward in life and try to be happy, but they first need to settle things with her. They need to take away the hurt that they caused her. To their credit, this is somebody really trying to make right on some mistakes that they made back when they didn't have a whole lot of personal strength. So, you know what? That's very admirable that they're at least trying. They want to rectify things that they've done wrong. And it's not because they're like, but now I want her. It's more like, I need to fix this. I need to heal a wound that I dealt to her. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing.